Well, good afternoon, Makai. Good to see you again. How have you been?
You too, you too. I've been okay. Long week, tired, but I'm here. I made
Uh, well, I'm so glad that you're here. What is it that has what has been challenging that has made you feel so tired this week?
Work's just been really busy. We have a bunch of projects going on, and the university is closing a $4.1 billion campaign right now. So, it's like a scramble to get a lot of correspondence out the door in a timely way for university leadership, and they're planning a bunch of virtual events. I think the virtual piece has made it the most difficult, even though I'm not so much involved in creating event spaces and things, but the writing behind the scenes, so writing scripts for videos, writing introduction messages and things of that nature. It's been a lot. So
Mm,
yeah,
okay.
I'm making it.
Okay. Well, it definitely sounds like you have a lot on your plate going on.
Yeah.
Um, but I hope that our time will just allow you to, yeah, maybe not feel so bogged down with that, and we
hmm
can talk about a couple of things that we started on last time. I just wanted to just reiterate from our time when we met before that our session will be recorded once again today. So I just need you to know that and understand that we are being recorded. But please know that these recording sessions are not going to be for any sort of commercial use or social media consumption or anything like that. So, as long as you're still comfortable with our session being recorded, we'll
Yes,
move forward. Okay?
absolutely.
Okay. So, Makai, as you return once again, what would you say is something you would like to take away from our session today?
Um, I think you in the beginning, you mentioned something about not feeling bogged down. I think that's something I'm looking forward to. That by the end, I can walk away and breathe, knowing that I've either talked about some reprieve or some kind of solution to where I can get some rest for myself, or just feeling like I got something off my chest. I think those are primarily the feelings that I want to come away with, and also in terms of a thought to come away with is what can I do to kind of help myself in this area. I'm not sure. I get overwhelmed easily, as you know, so I'm not really sure what I can do about that.
All right. Well, when we had our conversation last time,
hmm
you stated that a struggle that you're having is comparing what you believe you can do in a ministry setting, and you were comparing what your had done in their ministry setting, and you didn't feel like you could do it the way that they could do it. Um, have you had opportunity to think of ways that you could do it? And if so, what are some ways that you feel like, okay, I can put my own spin on this, or I can, as I think the wording I used was, this is my flavor of doing it.
Yeah, my
Yeah, my
favorite
favorite
part.
part.
um,
um,
you know, it's interesting because before I could even think about what I can do, an opportunity presented itself to me that was unexpected. So I was asked by my church to present. We have Wednesday night prayer meetings, and it's just an hour where you call on the phone line as a group, and everybody prays one at a time. It's not mandatory. But in any case, so during these meetings, they've been asking in recent weeks for people to come on and present whatever they feel led by God to present to everybody. It could be just reading the scripture or praying or whatever. It's up to you. So lo and behold, here we are. I'm talking to you, and then they call on me. So I've been quite nervous. I've been preparing. It's this coming Wednesday, but I have been quite nervous about it. And again, that old familiar friend tapped me on the shoulder, like, what would mom and dad do?
Hmm.
And it's just, I just want to get away from that.
Sure. Yeah. But it sounds like you've been presented with an opportunity to be able to establish yourself and start to take some steps to move into what you want to do. Yeah. So you've been preparing, and as you've been preparing, have you been, or can you envision what it's going to look like in that moment, in that time where, okay, you're on, it's your turn?
Yeah. I was thinking about that because, at first in preparation, I was doing a sermon, and I'm like, I only have like 15 minutes. And what are you doing? I was thinking about a bunch of scriptures and all this, and because I had that, tap on the shoulder, I think that's the route I was going, because that's what's been modeled before me. I said, wait a minute, this can't be right. So I stopped. And I left it alone for a day. And when I came back, and I had been praying about it, I came back, I felt like God really was speaking to my spirits, and not just like calm me down, but to let me know, do it your way. I created you to be somebody else, not them. You have to do it your way. And then it just completely shifted. So I know what I'm going to be talking about. It's going to be resilience. And I'm going to, he gave me like how to break down that word and what it means and how to get there. And it's just so funny because I'm going to be talking about resilience there, but I feel like I'm working on it myself. So, it's interesting. Mm-hmm.
What does the word resilience mean to you?
What did it mean to me before? I thought that resilience was, you had a problem and then you bounce back from it. But resilience, I'm learning even about myself, is a process. And it's really like step by step. How am I going to get better from day to day? So it's not, and it doesn't always present itself like, here's a problem, and then, when that problem's over, you've been resilient. I think resilience is a choice now. How can I process something better? How can I change my perspective? How can I, be a better father or colleague or friend? To me, that now that I'm kind of preparing for this presentation, that's what I'm learning. About resilience, and I think that I'm starting to really believe it, for myself about what that means.
Yeah, because if I'm hearing and understanding you correctly, you're recognizing that resiliency is a process, that it's one step at a time, and even in those steps, once you've achieved something in that step, it doesn't mean that you've conquered resiliency, but you've moved one step closer to really understanding it. So I think even in your personal study and personal understanding of it, um, I think you are, I think you are moving in the right direction, in terms of starting to feel a little bit more, confident and maybe not as restless, about this. What if given the opportunity, then that you've been able to do this one particular, or share in this, prayer meeting, and you find that, oh, this went really well. This and I didn't feel like I had to do it my parents' way.
Yeah.
Where do you feel, like, on the scale of 0 being I can't do this, and 10 like I'm ready to knock down, bust through walls? If things go well, where would you be on the scale?
Knowing myself, I think if it went well, I would probably feel like a 7, maybe a 6 or a 7.
Mm.
And I only say that because a lot of my that feeling of I've accomplished or achieved something where it's over, like that's just what it is face value with me, like is that it's over. So that's where I get the most relief from. But then in my mind I know that I go back and I nitpick about things that I could have said that, I could have said that, oh my gosh, I wrote that note down, I didn't say it, So I have this real like self-critical piece that comes in sometimes. It's not all the time, but it comes in sometimes and like even negates moments of success for me.
Mm.
I'm not sure about how to combat that. I mean,
How
yeah.
how often do you find yourself doing that?
Ooh, it's usually that particular thing is usually just when I have to present something. So it's not day-to-day work, where I'm kind of beating myself up a little bit. It's usually when I have to make a presentation of some kind, and I think that goes hand in hand with the anxiety and nervousness that builds up right before that presentation. I'm just very, very self-critical in that regard. That's why that happens.
Okay. All right. So, what if, after you have had the opportunity to present, if you were to approach someone, who saw or heard your presentation, what if you were to approach someone and get their feedback, get their honest feedback? Do you feel like that's something that could help you?
It might. I've never done it before, so I think anything is possible to help with my feelings of anxiousness or performance. Then unfortunately, then it would be building up the courage to go ask for feedback.
True.
But I mean, I think that it could certainly be helpful. Knowing, I do believe that I know how to prepare, so it's not, the problem is not really being ill prepared and worried about the content. It's about worth for me, like about myself. And like you mentioned something about confidence, like I think that that's another kind of spoke on the wheel of when it comes to presentations, what are the problems that I can identify. But yeah, I think that can totally be a part of the solution for me. It's actually asking for feedback that might then, help me be more confident about what I'm doing.
And I mean, and just a thought related to that, if you were to ask someone who could give you some honest feedback, maybe even approaching an individual to do that before the presentation, so they're already looking for what, or can be looking out for certain things for you, so that it's not catching them by surprise. They will already know.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, wow. That's genius. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that could work. That could absolutely work. And it really, in a way, would take some of the pressure off at the end of a presentation for me. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm wondering with the presentation I have on Wednesday, because it's not in person, how I would solicit feedback for that. I think maybe, and that I'm thinking about it, I could text a few people that I know are going to be on the line and ask them to do that for me, since this is the first time I'm presenting at church. Yeah. That's a great idea. I'm gonna share that with my wife. Thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome, and perhaps that could help to alleviate some of that stress, and maybe with the restlessness and anxiousness, that you've been, you identified, or feeling tired, just maybe that could help to alleviate some of the weight with that.
Yeah. I think I'll try that. I'll try that and see how it goes.
Okay. Well, Mekhi, I feel like we've been able to accomplish that goal that we set out from the outset, and I hope that you feel a little more encouraged and a little less anxious about going into this particular presentation. So I think I will definitely look forward to hearing how it all went, and hopefully the encouragement or the feedback that you get can be an encouragement to you as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so. I actually look forward to it now. a little bit more than I did in the beginning, because that really helped me. Ask for feedback beforehand. It's like, why didn't I think of that before? That's great. Yeah. So I look forward to filling you in afterwards.
Wonderful. Well, our time has just about come to a close for now. But I will send you a message to recap what we have talked about today, and then please feel free to respond to that accordingly as you have opportunity. And then in addition to that, I will share my schedule calendar with you, and I'll look forward to having you fill in time where we can meet again next time around.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. I wish you a great presentation later this week, and I'll look forward to talking to you again.
Great.
All right. God bless. Take care.
All right.
Bless you.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.